The look of our home is clear as soon as you walk in our front door. You enter the vestibule and it is fun, it's a little bold. We are not taking ourselves too seriously.
I'm Sara Gore and welcome to Open House NYC, everyone. This week we're exploring homes with character, style, and sophistication, and we are getting started in Greenpoint, Brooklyn at the townhouse of interior designer Christina Salway. See how she preserved the pre-war architectural details but kept it fresh with curated yet durable furnishings, stark color contrasts, and quirky design surprises. The result is a one-of-a-kind home that truly reflects the way that her and her family live. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Christina Salway. I'm an interior designer and welcome to my home in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. I'm really drawn to a collected, curated, a little bit quirky aesthetic. You see a lot of one-of-a-kind pieces, a lot of antiques, so you really get a sense of the life that I've lived. Come take a look. The look of our home is clear as soon as you walk in our front door. There is a blue and white checkered wallpaper. There is a green and white checkered floor. It really says we are going for it. So then when you come into our house, you're in our front hallway, our foyer, if you will. There's a bright red console and a huge gilt mirror, but the color palette is a little quieter, and I think it creates a great tension. So this townhouse was built in the late 1800s, and the thing I was most attracted to were all the architectural details. There are marble fireplaces throughout the house, the ceiling medallions, even the pocket doors, everything was still here, which is really exceptional. I mean, look at these. They are true beauties. They have the original glass, which is really uncommon. They are just so special. So ultimately, my furniture choices really were taking that architecture into consideration and trying to kind of counterbalance that, so it really feels modern while also historic. I got this chair at my first auction at Doyle's in New York, and it makes my heart sing. These two chairs, they're antique, and they are the kookiest, weirdest chairs. Like, look at this little tassel situation. They're like if you had a cartoon drawing of a chair, this is what you'd get. So in here, the color is really rich and the furniture is much more subtle and much quieter. One of the things I was really thoughtful about is making sure we didn't get too lost in history. This chandelier is a great example. It's fun, it's a little bold, it really makes it clear that we are not taking ourselves too seriously. So these guys I call my ancestors. They are not my ancestors. They were actually a gift from a client, and I adore them, though my son does think they're a little spooky. This is possibly the best thing I've ever done. It's a seltzer maker, and I am literally the most hydrated I've ever been. The inspiration for this space was 1 part Victorian scullery, 1 part modern Brooklyn, and I feel like we nailed that 100%. The first thing I did is I tiled this crazy, brilliant emerald green tile all the way up to the ceiling, which draws your eyes up and makes you really see and appreciate the pressed tin ceilings, which were original to the house. Some of my favorite details, look at the sink. It's incredibly deep. It's also a dish rack. Everything about it I loved. The thing that's doing the heavy lifting is this pot rack, which is holding almost all of our cooking implements. Doesn't it look like it would be right at home in the basement of Downton Abbey? I love it. The best part of having a townhouse is having outdoor space that's private. It is a rarity here, and this is no exception. We feel incredibly lucky to have this sort of private oasis. We really wanted to feel ensconced in greenery, so we added a lot of shrubbery, hydrangea. Everything is really low maintenance, so despite our busy schedule, everything continues to thrive. I love this original staircase. We restored all of the details, the newel posts, the spindles, and it even has its original creaks. Here on the second floor, it's the primary bedroom, primary bathroom, and a guest bedroom. And I like to think it's a little bit of an island of serenity within the house. The only place we could put the bed is on this wall because the fireplace is on the opposite wall. Because of that, there was almost no room for nightstands. And then I got it in my head that what I needed were these ceramic elephant stools. They're the perfect size. Other details in here, like the antique silk carpet, the little antique slipper chair, the painted dresser, all of these details just make it feel authentic. It feels good in here, and that's what your bedroom should feel like. That's the tour, and I hope you enjoyed seeing how we transformed our Gilded Age townhouse, which is brimming with architectural detail, but just as full of our own collection, which really makes it ours. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you on the next one.
Coming up just after the break, we are at this unique downtown landmark. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. And now let's step inside a distinct part of New York's downtown skyline. We're atop the historic Sommer Piano Building, crowned by its iconic golden dome. This isn't just a home, it's a sky-high landmark. Spanning over 5,000 square feet, every inch of this residence is designed for drama, elegance, and exclusivity. Enjoy.
In a city filled with unique homes, this duplex definitely stands out. Welcome to 170 Fifth Avenue, known as the Sommer Piano Building. My name is Lawrence Treglia with Sotheby's International Realty. This penthouse offers over 5,700 square feet of living, 5 bedrooms. Every room has a view of the Empire State Building, and you have a private roof deck looking over Madison Square Park and the rest of Manhattan. And you see all of that the moment you get off the elevator into this grand foyer. And here you have one of 3 comfortable living rooms. And take a look at these details. You have your southern exposure, the fireplace, and skylights that extend throughout the whole floor, looking at the Empire State Building. And let's not forget all the beautiful moldings, the herringbone wooden floors, and the Corinthian columns. And while this is also beautiful, let me show you the wow factor. Every time I walk into this cupola, it takes my breath away. You can see the gold dome in this room from Union Square up to Midtown. And standing here, you can see the Empire State Building, the Freedom Tower, the Flatiron Building, and all the historic water towers. Then you can sit back and marvel at this hand-painted mural standing 30 feet tall and just say, wow. And in this inviting dining room, you can feast under the stars with 10 people you may or may not like. And with plenty of storage, it is easy to take another wine glass in case someone else shows up that you may or may not know. This is a super functional kitchen filled with light. It has stone countertops, custom cabinetry, and premium appliances. But please, let me show you my personal wow factor. I just love this nook. Sitting here is so calming. And to complete the upper level, there is a gym, but please follow me down the grand staircase. Who doesn't like making a grand entrance into another grand entrance? Throughout this duplex, you can feel how it was thoughtfully planned. Here you have the family room off the primary bedroom, which is down the hall from 3 bedrooms, offering both privacy and a place for gathering. Lounging here in the primary suite, I feel like I'm at the plaza. The walls of windows, the beautiful molding, and the lighting. And wait till you see the walk-in closets and the bathroom. And just imagine taking a soak in here. I hope you enjoyed touring this unique, special penthouse in a historic landmark building. We'll see you on the next one.
We are going to take the quickest of breaks, but when we come back, we're flying over to London, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. And now we're headed to London with interior and furniture designer Jermaine Gallagher. His own basement flat is a bold example of his iconoclastic, no F's given style. Take a look.
Coffee. Cheers. Hello, I'm Jermaine Gallagher. This is my home in central London in Borough. Borough Bankside, I believe is the proper name. I've really grown into this place as I've grown up, and I've only just grown up, so I think we've arrived. This cooker is called a Leamington Flavel. In fact, it's in the Museum of the Home in London. It's so old. It's got a plate warmer at the top, this lovely original grill. This is a shop I had in Soho on Pawn Alley, and I just got really bored because no customers came in the shop ever. And I used to do lino cuts of what was around me, so that's a lino cut that I did. And this little table, this was a whole table, and when we go into the bedroom you'll see the other half, but I just cut it in half. Because I only live on my own, so it's quite nice with just one. Just have a little coffee or a little kind of plate of food when you're on your own. It makes you feel less lonely when you're sat at a small table. This is my sitting room. If these walls could talk, we've had some real fun in this room and still do to this very day. Everything has its place. Everything has to have its place because it's so small, particularly because it's a basement flat. A lot of people live in basement flats, especially in London. It's quite a thing. So I think English design, I think it's quite grungy, and I think it has a kind of idiosyncratic charm about it that perhaps just makes it specifically English. The first thing I did when I got this flat was me and a friend got a takeaway pizza, and we got quite drunk and painted one of the walls with oil pastels. And it's next to the window because, as you can see, there's not much of a view. You just sort of see the bottoms of people's feet and tyres and things like that. So I just thought it gave it a nice bit of colour. And then just sort of added touches. I mean, this thing that I'm sitting on here is actually a rug, and I got it at a famous antique market called Ardingly, which is in Sussex. And so it's two sun motifs, and it just fitted this daybed perfectly. Music is very important to me. When I first moved in the flat, my neighbour, who's an absolute, I can't say what he is, but annoyingly I can't play it as loud as I'd like. Yeah, lots of kind of Mark Arman, very London record. I like kind of 80s music. This is my trinket shelf. These are all my lovely insects and a snake, which are probably going to eat them up. Just lovely things I found. This lovely rabbit tin. It's weird, I don't like clutter, but that's probably as cluttered as it's going to get. I say that now, give me 10 years and it'll be absolutely chocker in here. Come on, Ray. This is Rita, my cat Rita. Off you go, please. We're getting it all dirty. Welcome to my bedroom. This room doesn't have much of a view. Probably has a better view in than it does out. I've definitely been caught in a few situations in here. I kind of made this sort of whole area like a little nookie area. I actually painted it wet on the sitting room floor, and I put a kind of wooden tracking all the way around the top. So when the curtains are closed, you're in this kind of woomy little corner. And I decided that I wanted to paint moon people and moon cats with oil pastels, and stayed up really late doing that, which was great fun. The mirror was gifted by a friend of mine, Maddie. She makes incredible hats, so on top of the wardrobe are my big collection of hats. I always buy one off her, and I always ask for one for my birthday, because I really like wearing hats. My world and mantra is all about having fun and doing what you want, and it's been an absolute pleasure to show you it, and I hope if you can take away anything, it's those two things. Thank you.
Coming up just after the break, we're at this very unique historical townhouse in the West Village. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Now we're in the West Village at this charming Greek Revival townhouse that blends history, character, and endless possibility. It was built in 1851 and thoughtfully customized over the years. See for yourself.
I'm Jill Jordan with Brown Harris Stevens. Welcome to 36 Leroy Street. It's in the heart of the West Village, New York's best neighborhood. Behind me is a 4-story townhouse with its own backyard. It's full of unique touches. Please now follow me inside. When you step inside, you can feel the history of this home. This house is one of the older homes in the village. It was built in 1851. And it shows some of the architectural styles from that period, such as the lower ceiling height on the main level, beautiful wide plank hardwood floors, and 2 wood-burning fireplaces. In the 1970s, an architect opened up this floor on the main level, adding a solarium to let sunlight stream into the home and add airiness to it. Another of the great architectural features is this catwalk, which leads you to the backyard, in addition to overlooking the entertaining area and the dining room. So the ground floor consists of the kitchen and the dining room. It's built for entertaining. In the dining room, you can really appreciate the solarium, the double height ceiling, the sunlight coming in. In fact, the owner sat at this dining table and wrote 2 books in the sunlight. And that's what living in the village is about. I came to a party at this house 20 years ago, and it was so memorable. I walked inside, the lights were low, it was full of artists and writers. It was a magical evening. This home is built for nights like that. And for an original architectural detail, just look at these wide plank floors. They don't make them like this anymore. The centerpiece of the kitchen is this vintage August stove. You know some great meals have been prepared here. Another cool feature is this fireplace that was adapted into shelving for storage, always a premium in New York, and they pull out. This kitchen is full of beautiful, rich architectural elements, like we have wood countertops, a copper sink, stone on the walls. It all comes together to create this really warm, inviting space. As we head upstairs, take a moment to appreciate this amazing spiral staircase. The top floor consists of a bathroom, the library, and a mezzanine bedroom. The 6 windows flood this room with light and make it a great place to curl up with a book. The owner said it was a childhood fantasy of hers to have a home library, with a ladder, of course. I just love the materials used in this home. The mahogany bookshelves, the white plank floors. It's all so warm. For almost 200 years, 36 Leroy has been a place to host friends and family. Now you have the opportunity to continue that legacy. Thank you for taking a look.
Coming up in just a few, one of architecture's most influential voices. We're gonna leave it at that. Welcome back, everyone. Walter Gropius, founder of the Bauhaus, stands as a towering figure in modern architecture. His influence can be seen in practically every home we've ever featured on this show. Now we explore the perfectly preserved family home he designed in Lincoln, Massachusetts. Take a look.
Welcome to the Gropius House. My name is Peter Gittleman, and I'm the team leader for the visitor experience at Historic New England. This house was built by Walter Gropius for his family, his wife Isa and 12-year-old daughter Adi. And before that, Walter Gropius founded the Bauhaus, which was a school in Germany that really changed the way that design was seen around the world. The Bauhaus literally meant the house of building. So by taking Bauhaus aesthetic and applying it to the New England's landscape, he created something that he never would have created in Germany and had never been seen before here in New England. Right when you walk into the hallway, you find that this is, in fact, a New England traditional hallway with a staircase and a door at the front and a door at the back. But what Gropius did that's so unusual is that he used new materials like chrome balusters and old materials like clapboards on the inside of the house instead of where you traditionally find them on the outside of the house. Another way that Gropius was able to soften this space was to add fixtures like these sconces that you see on the wall. And they created beautiful uplighting and also were able to cast shadows on these vertical clapboards. So in the living room, you notice that all of these large windows are facing privacy. The windows in this house were much larger than anybody had ever seen before in New England, but they were all commercially available. Many of the furnishings in this room, and in fact in the entire house, were designed by Marcel Breuer. He was the one who revolutionized the use of tubular steel to create lightweight, movable furniture. It was all inspired by his bicycle. And in Lisa Gropius's later years, she spent her afternoons sitting here baking in the western sun. Because the Gropiuses had friends from all over the world who were artists, they were constantly getting new pieces of art in the house. And so the piece over the fireplace, which was done by their very dear friend Laszlo Moholy-Nagy, was a gift to them from his widow Sybil. The Gropius' bedroom is actually 3 spaces. Right now we're in the dressing room. On the other side of this glass wall is the sleeping area, and then behind is the bathroom. One of the things that makes this room so special is that it has a glass wall with a floating mirror in it, which provides light through as well as the uninterrupted wall of windows from almost everywhere. One of the reasons that this room and this entire house looks so accurate is because we had the help of Gropius's 12-year-old daughter after she was in her 60s. For the last 25 years of her life, she worked with Historic New England to help us put every single detail in its right location. And because of that, when visitors come to the house, they feel like the Gropiuses are still at home. Walter Gropius always said that this is a house unlike any he would have built in Germany, a completely new example of modern New England architecture. If you're interested in learning more about the Gropiuses, come visit us at the Gropius House in Lincoln, Massachusetts.
While I love exploring these homes, I love seeing what you thought of them even more. So drop a comment down below and let us know what you thought of this week's edition of Open House.